And welcome to week number 4 of Football Fridays. I'm Mark Ovenden, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is Zach Borg.
Mark, thank you for that introduction. Football Fridays are brought to you all season long by Paul's Place in Canton. Tonight we've got a great show with highlights from 10 games.
Yeah, we're stretching it here a little bit tonight. We'll start out at Howard Wood Field with perhaps the best game on paper of the night. Of course, they got to go out and play the game on turf, not on paper. Two teams coming off huge wins last week, both coming into this evening with 2-1 records. And this was a very exciting game. Jack Skelhaus drops back, can't find anybody, takes it himself. It's 7-0 Warriors. Luke Frisch scrambles. Nobody's open except for Jack Peary.
That's a heck of a throw.
Oh, look at that big, tall receiver go up and get it and go 58 yards for the touchdown. We're tied at 7. But second quarter, it's Josh Thomas bouncing off tacklers into the end zone. It's now 19-7 in favor of the Warriors. O'Gorman not done yet. Quarterback keeper Frisch following his blockers into the end zone. It's 19-14. But just before the half, it's going to be Skelhaus again, this time throwing to Ty Smith from 10 yards out. And Washington wins a high-scoring affair, 39-23.
On to Harrisburg, where the Tigers hosted the top team in 11 AAA, the Roosevelt Rough Riders. That introduction is probably the highlight of the night for Harrisburg, unfortunately, if you're a Tiger fan. Opening drive, Kane Kittleson picked off by Tanner Machachik, who returns it deep into Tiger territory. A few plays later, Jet Thune swings it to Jamal Albasafi. It's 14-0 Roosevelt after one quarter. In the second quarter, well, they were trying to shoot arrows through him, and it kind of began the same way the first quarter did, because Kittleson gets picked off by Cole Schroedermeyer. He's going to take it back into Harrisburg territory. That sets up Kim Nelson's team perfectly, and a few plays later, Thune pitches to Tyson John. He scampers in. It was all Roosevelt. They win it by the final of 41-8. And back to Howard Wood Field, where Lincoln hosted Brookings in the nightcap. This has been a dandy second quarter. Brookings' Devin Coughlin fakes. He's going to take it himself and get it in from 7 yards out. Brookings on top, 7-0. These two played a great game a year ago, and this one's living up to that one as well. Lincoln's Cole DeBerg with the fade. Lee Ransom, perfect catch.
He's got 3 touchdown catches and 207 yards receiving.
Well, it's 7-7 at that point. Speaking of a guy having a big day, how about Gerald Maxwell? He was over 200 yards. Last check, what, 3 touchdowns, I believe?
2 touchdowns, 225 on the ground. Let's go to your scoreboard. And late in this game, Brookings down knocking on the door, trailing 22-21 because the Patriots went for 2 after the last touchdown and got it. Roosevelt 41-8, Washington 39-23. Pierre goes to 4-0, number 1 in 11 AA. Yankton, despite Lane Teason's 4 touchdowns receiving for Aberdeen, wins it. Mitchell behind Spencer Negebauer had 3 touchdowns. They win 62-7. Brandon Valley leading in the third quarter, and Watertown 27-19 is your final. And Brookings, by the way, did score a touchdown down at the goal line. They win that game over Lincoln 28-22. Now the top team in 11A was back home at Trojan Field in Madison tonight, hosting the Orioles of Lennox. And this was really kind of a knockdown, drag-out affair. Nice catch there or interception there by Mason Layton, who picks off the pass by Tyler Leisinger. Now, Madison's Mitch Hansen is going to find Mason Layton all alone in the back of the end zone. It's 6-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. But this Lennox team looking really good so far this year. Watch John Oldenkamp goes into the end zone, and his Orioles take a 7-6 lead with the extra point. Second quarter, Madison's Mitch Hansen again finds guess who? Mason Layton all alone in the end zone. It was 26-21 in the fourth quarter. They score the final 28 points. Madison wins at 54-21.
How about the Chargers of Sioux Falls Christian? They won 4 games all of last year. They're trying to improve to 4-0 for the first time in school history. Third quarter, you think Keegan Van Egdom had some blocking on that touchdown run? That makes it 22-0 Sioux Falls Christian. Their defense was very physical for Coach Pettengill. Brock Swartos, I'd like you to meet Tanner McCarron.
Nice.
Ouch. It was 22-0 after the 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, Riley Hogan's going to put away. They have fans in the upper deck in this game. Riley Hogan with the finisher, the icing on the cake on the touchdown run. It was 30-7 Sioux Falls Christian with the victory.
They are looking good. Now the top team in 11B, the Mustangs of Tri-Valley, hosting Canton tonight, also hoping to go to 4-0. And things would look pretty good here when Landon Freeman is going to run the ball off the toss. He hits the corner of the end zone, and it's a 7-7 game early. Mustang fans, as I said, happy about that. Early in the second quarter, tied up at 14, Sam Peterson of the Seahawks drops back and hits his big tight end, Christian Beechler, for the score. It's 21-14 at halftime, and believe it or not, with a couple of great defensive stands in the second half. Watch here, as the Mustangs trying to score, they can't, and that was your final. Canton with the upset, beats TriValley 21-14. Now on to our feature game of the night in Laverne, where the Cardinals hosted their rivals from Pipestone, who've been right on target so far this season. Max Jensen tells us what happened.
Hey guys, how's it going? Well, tonight's game was the battle for the battle axe. Pipestone 4-0 on the season, taking on Laverne 3-1, and it's a rivalry game that's lasted 58 years. Laverne looking to take the axe back after Pipestone has owned it the last 2 years. First quarter, Jackson Nilsson drops to pass and throws a wobbler, and it wobbles its way into Braden Bartman's arms for the interception. That would lead to a touchdown as Austin Moeller, with broken arm and all, scores from 4 yards out. 6-0 in favor of the visitors. Bartman was very strong tonight as he scores from 2 yards out. That put the Arrows up 14-0. That would be the score into the third quarter, and it would start sloppy for the Arrows as they had 2 early turnovers, but they settled down late and put a drive together. The big play, a 72-yard run by Moeller, breaking tackles and carrying his team into a position to score and put the game away. That run would lead to Bartman's second 1-yard touchdown score, and the Arrows take this game.
Anytime you win the battle axe, it's a nice win. You know, Laverne came out real tough. They're a good football team. They're getting better, and it was a hard-fought win.
Pipestone remains undefeated on the season, moving to 5-0 with a 21-6 win over Laverne. In Laverne, Max Jensen, KDLT Sports.
Now on to the 9-man ranks, where the Parker Pheasants are off to a great start. Paul Heinert was at their game against Alcester-Hudson tonight, and he has the highlights.
Hey, Mark, I went with your signature long sleeve undershirt tonight.
Nice.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Kind of manly, yes.
Well, Parker, they've been winning big the first 3 weeks. Could they do it again tonight with the Cubs in town? Homecoming night in Parker. First quarter, the Pheasants flying right out of the gate. It's Cordell Buick takes the pitch, makes the move along the sideline, goes 26 yards for the touchdown, 8-0 Parker. But the Cubs, they would answer. Grant Johnson with the keeper. He goes up the middle and scores. We're tied at 8. Parker fans concerned, and they should be. Now, this is not the same play from another angle. It's Johnson with the keeper again, 25 yards this time, 14-8 Cubs. Parker looking to tie it or take the lead, but instead things go in the opposite direction. It's Gavin Doring with the interception. Hurdles a man, goes 35 yards to the house. And the Cubs spoil homecoming in Parker. 56-22 is your final.
The Colman-Egan Hawks had a big win in Week 1 against Arlington Lake Preston. Could they go 3-0 against Deubrook tonight? Pick it up in the third. Bodie Gruss drops back and throws it to Josh Geese for the touchdown. It's 38-6. Colman-Egan on top. Deubrook now on offense with the ball. Well, with the ball in the past tense. Travis Thompson fumbles. Keith Crittenden comes on top of it, and they would lead to more points. Riley Volker gets it and goes up the middle for a 20-yard touchdown run. Your final in this one, Colman-Egan 58, Deubrook 6.
They're off to a great start. And finally, two teams that always field excellent talent. Castlewood Estelline at Del Rapids St. Mary. Watch Casey Hansen dropping back, but Castlewood Esteline's Max Hausman with a pick. Yikes, it was scoreless after one period. That doesn't usually happen at this ball field. Second quarter, Del Rapids St. Mary's on the drive, wide open. Evan Brown right there gets it down to the 20-yard line. Josh Brown is then going to take it in for the touchdown, and it would be all Cardinals in this as we go to our scoreboard. They win it 24-0. Colman-Egan again off to a terrific start. Alcester-Hudson, that final was actually 56-22. Pipestone 21-6 for the battle axe. Canton upsetting Tri-Valley at 21-14. Sioux Falls Christian goes to 4-0. Madison pulls away in the end to win that game. Woolsey Washington having a great year, 4-0. The Warbirds ranked number 1. Garrettson, that game started at 5 o'clock because they lost their lights in a storm. They're getting new lights up this week, so the games might go back to 7 o'clock this fall. West Central 1, Beersford and Trip Delmont Armor, along with Sully Buttes and Belfouche is 4-0. Warner ranked number 2 in 9A. Groton area is 4-0. Colombe and T area both win tonight. Vermilion, maybe the game of the night, 36-34 in overtime. Chester's 4-0. Langford in a great game there. Corsica Stickney 52-0. Canastota, the Hawks 4-0, ranked number 1 in 9A. Mount Vernon, Plankinton, and Hills Beaver Creek, along with Hamlin, all win tonight. Gayville Vollen and Baltic. It was Lyman and McCook Central Montrose, along with Spearfish and Teal Spazina. Waverly, South Shore, and Spirit Lake win, along with West Sioux, Jackson County Central over Wyndham, Tracy, Milroy, Ballatin, and Gregory both win, and Old Hammer, Mona, Rutland as well. We got through all 10 games. Nice job. We'll be right back.